What you are about to hear is one of the most unusual disappearance cases linked to the Orion signal. A case that does not begin and does not end in the way a human life normally would. This file is labeled Orion Event File 02, and the man at the center of it is someone who, according to official records, never actually existed. The footage in this file was discovered during a federal investigation into a missing biologist named Evan Marlowe. Evan lived alone in a small apartment on the outskirts of Denver, Colorado. He had no family, few friends, and no criminal history. But what made his disappearance different from thousands of others was not the fact that he vanished. It was the fact that every digital trace of him, photos, emails, medical records, employment files, was erased in less than 3 seconds. Not deleted, not corrupted, replaced, as if something, or someone, simply rewrote his existence. But investigators found one thing they could not erase: a small, isolated hard drive Evan kept hidden under his floorboards. On that drive was a single video, recorded the night he disappeared. The video starts abruptly, a dim living room, a ceiling fan turning slowly, the soft hum of an old refrigerator, and Evan standing in front of his own camera. He looks exhausted, uneasy. His breathing is shaky and uneven. He opens his mouth as if to speak, but hesitates. Then, with a trembling voice, he says, "I don't know how long I have. If anyone finds this, I need you to understand. The person you saw yesterday wasn't me." He looks behind him, as if checking whether something followed him into the room. His fear seems genuine. His eyes stay locked on the dark hallway behind him. "They can copy us," he whispers. "Not perfectly, but close enough to fool anyone who isn't looking." At the 32-second mark, the camera glitches, a small distortion across the left side of the frame, barely noticeable. Evan steps out of the shot for a moment, perhaps to grab something from the kitchen. And then, another figure steps into view, a second Evan, same clothes, same posture, same haircut, but his movements are slightly delayed, as if reacting half a second too late, as if trying to understand how to move like a human. He walks toward the camera with calm, deliberate steps. Then he tilts his head, a perfect mirror of something he must have seen the real Evan do. He leans forward, close enough that the low-resolution camera begins to distort his features, and in a voice that almost sounds like the real Evan, he says, "I should not be here." Then the figure freezes, completely still, eyes unblinking, chest unmoving, as if waiting for something. The real Evan walks back into frame. He does not see his duplicate at first. His attention is on the floor, on his shaking hands. Then he lifts his head, and the moment his eyes meet the figure standing across the room, he drops the glass he's holding. The sound of it shattering echoes through the apartment. Evan stumbles backward, whispering, "No, no, that's not me, that's not me." But the duplicate simply stands there, unmoving, observing, studying, almost as if it is waiting to see what the original Evan will do next. The real Evan grabs his camera and backs toward the front door. His breathing becomes rapid, frantic, He whispers, "If it copies us, does it know what we're thinking?" The duplicate suddenly twitches, a sharp, insect-like movement, as if those words triggered something inside it, and then the camera cuts to black when investigators arrived at Evan's apartment 12 hours later. They found the door unlocked, lights on, camera still recording. But Evan was gone, and so was the copy. No signs of struggle, no fingerprints, no DNA, just emptiness. The hallway security camera captured one more detail. At 3:14 a.m., a man who looked exactly like Evan walked calmly out of the apartment. And at 3:15 a.m., another man who looked exactly the same walked out again, both heading in opposite directions. When facial recognition was applied, the software returned the same result for both figures. No human data found. Inside Evan's desk drawer, investigators discovered a handwritten note. Only 5 words. Words that match other Orion-related cases. Words that repeat like a pattern, a warning, or a countdown. The note read, "They don't replace the body. They replace the memory." And on the back of the note was a set of coordinates. The same coordinates found in the DNA-like sequence within the Orion signal. This case is now officially classified as Orion Event File 02. The investigation remains open, but one fact is undeniable. If Evan Marlowe truly never existed, then the thing wearing his face is still out there, somewhere. End of file.